Hi, I'm Janeda from Fat2Flaca.com. Hi everybody, welcome new followers. Thank you so much for finding me, liking my page, and staying here after finding some sort of connection with my journey. I want to address some of the most frequently asked questions on Fat2Flaca. The next question I think is one of my favorite questions. It is asking for weight loss tips. I get this question a lot in my inboxes, and the number one thing I preface all of my responses with is I am not a personal trainer, nor a nutritionist, nor a doctor, or any of the above. Everything that I blog about on this Facebook page and on my Tumblr is about my personal weight loss experience. They're my preferences. You can use them as motivations or as guidance. You can use them for questions to ask a professional, a health professional actually, but I would not recommend that you go exclusively on what I'm posting on my page. So with that, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for weight loss and exercise, well, weight loss success, and I guess and wellness success. So, number 1, try to include your family, your partner, your spouse in your journey. Living with people can make weight loss very stressful or very helpful depending on where they are mentally about health and wellness. Coming from a Latino family, that was a little bit more difficult when I was living with a larger family or relied on other people to share food with. They can get really picky about what's in the fridge. They can eat your good stuff. They can not want to exercise. They could just not be ready like the majority of our families are. But sitting down with your family and having a serious conversation about your expectations on your own journey, about what it means to you, about your health and wellness conditions currently and your goals may motivate them to be a little bit more understanding about where you're coming from and to jump on the bandwagon. So I say this is a time to ask them specifically for what you need in order to be supported in this journey. Number 2, see your doctor and get a referral to a nutritionist or any other specialist that you may need to see in order to be healthy on this journey. I could not stress this anymore. You need to see a doctor, get your blood work done, make sure that everything is okay with you before starting an exercise and fitness routine. It's very important that you know what's going on in your body at all times. If you don't have health insurance, there should be options in your city for free clinics. In Chicago in particular, there's a free clinic called Chicago Community Health on Chicago and Damon Avenue that you can Google all of the information to and get treated. Also, your nutritionist is going to tell you what you should be eating, is going to inform you about options out there for whatever type of diet they refer for you or recommend for you. And also can answer any questions you have about food and nutrition. I mentioned when I talked about professionals though, how a psychiatrist or a therapist is a great tool, particularly for people who have kind of like unpacked baggage that affects them and their eating. That was an issue for me. I definitely was an emotional overeater, and I made sure to seek help in order to check that. And that, along with seeing my doctor, my nutritionist, and a good workout routine, has really helped round my fitness plan for myself and make sure that I'm successful at it as well. When I talk about eating clean on this site, I'm usually referring to eating minimally to no processed foods like corned beef or different types of cheeses or food that has had a lot of chemicals and colors and other things added to it. Food that's not processed is food that comes from nature, so fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, things that just haven't been mechanically or chemically altered that much. They're also not high in unnatural sugars. I eat a very high protein diet as someone who's losing weight so rapidly. I need to rebuild a lot of my muscle, which means in order to do so, I must exercise and eat at least 60 grams of protein per day. This does not mean that can work for you. Make sure that you consult with a nutritionist. There's also lots of books and free online resources available for people who are looking to change their diet. Lots of healthy eating blogs like The World According to Eggface or skinnytaste.com, or, there's just so many of them to name right now, but those are two of my favorite healthy eating blogs. And so you should research. One of my favorite weight loss healthy eating books is Hungry Me, or Hungry Girl to the Max, with over 650 recipes. I just got my copy. The Biggest Loser books have wonderful recipes and also fitness routines to accompany them. You can find all these things used online for affordable prices. You can go in and share with a friend, because sometimes our budgets are tight. We're in a recession, so I understand. But there are lots of free blogs online. Even I try to include some of my personal recipes on Fat2Flaca in the food creations folder. You're welcome to use them at your will. Move that body. Move it, shake it, drop it as much as possible. If you have a membership to a gym that you've never used, use it. If you have a park nearby, utilize it. There's a number of free exercises you can do at community centers that are free to the public, at park districts in your area. There are just tons of resources that people don't look into, so you have to research your options in your city. In Chicago, I personally work at a center where there's free Zumba, Tai Chi, yoga, called the Diabetes Empowerment Center, where you don't have to even be diabetic, at 2753 West Division Street. But there are also plenty of resources all over the city where you can get into free exercise centers. If not, there are tons of gyms that have affordable or sliding scale rates, such as the YMCA that has sliding scale pay. Planet Fitness is a new chain popping up all over the U.S. They have a $10 and a $20 membership. They are amazing for the price. Have all the equipment there, just not all the bells and whistles. But who needs that when all you do is you need to research what kind of workout routine you're going to get yourself into. They also have some personal training options in groups of 5 there that's completely free and part of the membership fees. My favorite gym to date. There's also websites like sparkpeople.com and applications on your iPhone or any other smartphone like MyFitnessPal that can hold you accountable to tracking and logging your food and your exercise. I highly recommend those 2 websites and that application. And number 5, find a gym buddy. I've learned along the way that this is a very lonely journey. However, somewhere along the line, someone is going to think along the lines of you and are going to try to be improving their wellness and their health and increase their physical activity. Find that person. How do you find that person, you ask? Put it on Facebook. If you're on my page, you're most likely have a Facebook or a social media outlet of some sort, and someone in your area is trying to get on the same page as you. Meetup.com is a great way to meet people. So are other weight loss or physical fitness, exercise, buddy finding websites, which exist all over the internet. All you have to do is Google, find a workout buddy. This person, in my case, is someone who helps me to want to get to the gym, hold myself accountable, because I don't want to let that person down. Also, it's somebody who you can measure your improvements in your physical fitness with, and kind of have someone to reflect on your sessions with after. That's really important in this process, to look back and be like, was this a good workout session? Why? Was it bad? Why? Did I go in with a negative attitude? What time of day was it? What is it, close to my period? It's just someone to reflect with and hold each other accountable, and it's fun to have somebody that you can rely on. This should not mean that you invest all of your energy in only working out when this person works out. This is someone that you can touch base with from time to time, but you should always be your number one motivation for getting physically active. If you're not, you will fail. Quite honestly, you are your number one priority in this journey. You're your number one fan, your number one motivator. You have to put yourself first for once.